11:30. Make sure we got everybody muted, and I'll give you the green light.
Looking forward to rolling, everybody.
David, you are muted.
Okay, that's all right. I'm unmuted now. Let's roll.
Let him
Appreciate all
speak.
of you
All right.
being here.
We're
All
live.
right. Appreciate everyone being here. Huddle Friday, right? This is our team building huddle day. Monday through Thursday, we talk about Bank Breezy business funding and how to take this amazing funding product to mankind and impact every business owner out there. And that's spectacular. We've done that for tens of thousands of businesses already because of all of you. So great work. Friday, we focus on your agency expansion because we believe the agency expansion model is what makes us have a competitive advantage. Why? Because we reach local markets with brokers. Your local business building is a competitive advantage for getting customers. And therefore, we are doubled down, tripled down on our broker expansion, allowing you to build your own agency, to allow you to build your own team. And so Fridays, we talk about that. Why? Because we believe entrepreneurism is live in America. The baby boomers are retiring. Many of them are looking for something to do. They don't want to stop. They want to start something new. And so we've got that. We've got entrepreneurism. There's so many people through COVID and other things learn that they could start something from their homes. And even though I've been a home-based business owner since the 90s before the internet, that was not the norm, right? Now it seems to be the norm. A lot of people are looking for flexibility as a currency more than income. And if you can have both, and we provide both, then that's a great opportunity for people to have. So our business, as you know, we believe this about our thing. People want opportunity. People want opportunity. People need opportunity. People desire opportunity, and people can have opportunity all over North America. But we can come along and say, we've got something for a unique set of people that's better than everything else out there because it's designed for them. So we share what we believe. We attract people who believe what we believe, right? We believe business owners are rock stars. We believe they're the front line of capitalism. We believe they should be given a leg up called working capital when they need it. They shouldn't have to qualify for a bank note with collateral. Most of them don't have it. Most of them go without getting paid if they have to make sure their employees get paid. They are rock stars. We want to help them. They are the backbone of a Main Street town. They're the front line of capitalism. They're the front line of part-time jobs, front line of college jobs, front line of your food services, front line of your automobile services, your landscaping services, all of that. We have none of that in our town without a brave business owner. We want to help fund them, right? And guess what? How we do it? We need an army of brokers nationwide who want to help serve their local town. Not an army of brokers who want to get rich off of business owners, but an army of brokers who want to serve, just like the best doctors want to serve their clients. They have great bedside manner because they care about the customer more than they care about what they're making as a doctor, right? You don't put 8 years into medical school and go through all that just for the money. Some do, but end up hating it. They run out of compassion. They don't have a compassion for the customer. They have poor bedside manner because they're frustrated by someone being sick, yet they're hired to help people who are sick. So we are out there to help business owners, and we're looking for brokers who want to do that, not brokers who don't want to do that. I don't want to drag someone out of bed each morning to do what we do. I don't want to have to tell someone when they leave their 9-to-5 job that you got to now start doing DAC if you want to get out of that job. I want them to know on their own. You don't have to talk me into doing this in the evenings. You don't have to talk me into doing this on the weekends if I have a 9-to-5. You don't have to talk me into making calls at my lunch hour. You don't have to talk me into stopping somewhere on the way home from work and introducing myself. You don't have to talk me into getting up at 7 a.m. to do this business because I've got to be at work at 8. You don't have to talk me into watching the 11:30 recall. You don't have to talk me into going to the monthly meeting, going to the huddles each day or listening to them on Spotify. You don't have to talk me into this stuff. Get out of my way. Just encourage me and watch what I do with this business. That's the only brokers I want in my company. Isn't that all you want? Isn't that all you want? You want to find those who believe what we believe. So we share what we believe, we attract who we believe, and those people who do what it takes get benefit. Those who don't lose money. That's the best side of this. There's no downside risk except you can lose some time trying. That's all the downside risk. You can lose some time trying. We talked a few weeks ago, risk is doing something without an expected certainty of an outcome. You don't know the outcome. What we do know is there's not going to be a dangerous outcome here. There may be a dangerous risk to driving a car, right? There's a dangerous risk to driving a car. There's not a dangerous risk to being a DAC broker. And we have fear of it, but we don't have fear of driving to the local 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee. You're more apt to get in a car accident to get hurt doing DAC, right? So there's no danger to this business. There's just a lot of upside. There's no guarantee of income, but there's definitely a guarantee of no pain, no being hurt. There may be some emotional willpower you got to overcome, but you're not going to get hurt doing this business. You have to worry about a concussion. You don't have to worry about being electrocuted, falling from a ladder. You don't have to worry about your tree trimming and you got a chainsaw. You don't have to worry about landscaping. You're working with a power auger. You have to worry about a tractor. I mean, growing up on a farm, most people on a farm are missing an appendage. They lose a finger, a toe, an arm. I mean, it's like just part of being a farmer. What is the risk here? You talk to someone and they don't need funding, or they shake their head like, no, I'm not interested. So we need some mental toughness. We need some people with a backbone to say, I'm building myself a business. So, and that's what we're talking about. Today's subject is breaking ground. Breaking ground, but I'm going to go to it in a minute. First, I'm going to talk about a funding story that just happened, an override story. We're not going to do funding. We're going to talk about overrides, because the reason you do this is to make an impact to a business. And when that business is impacted, then there's some commissions that are spread out, and that creates an impact. And the whole thing I want you to see here is what we teach over and over is personal commissions. You decide whether you're at 10 or 40 or 80. You decide that. We don't. We put the pay plan in place. You then climb it as slow or as fast as you want. When I was at General Motors, I was given a fast path when I hired in. They showed me how I could get to 7th level in 3 years. And I was started at 4th level. As long as I did A, B, C, I'd be 7th level in 3 years. 8th level is manager, where you get a car. And so 7th level was usually a 10 or 12-year career. So I was on the fast path, right? But I had to wait 3 years. And other people who I worked with had been there 20 years and weren't 7th level yet, because they weren't on the fast path, or they were good enough. They were a heck of a lot more qualified than me. I was a college graduate, brand new. But what they didn't have is opportunity openings in front of them. They didn't have a vacancy to go up to. They needed their boss to quit, retire, fire, transfer, something, or there was no vacancy to go. Right? So for me, they said, we'll find a spot for you to get you to join here out of Michigan. So that was a benefit to me, be on the fast path. There's no fast path in most jobs, right? My company, I started part-time while I was working at General Motors. I didn't have to wait 2 years to get to car bonus, or 7 years or 10 years. I got there when I got there. Most people never got there. I got there in a year, got to car bonus. And so I could get a car bonus. I didn't have to wait to become 8th level at GM. I didn't have to wait 7 years, 5 years, 3 years, 9 years. But most people never got it. None of you have to wait to be given a cruise. Every one of you, you don't have to wait to go to the Wheel of Fortune to win a cruise. You don't have to get the cruise. Tell them about it, Vanna. You don't need any of that. You don't need to hope. You don't need a lottery ticket. You've got a way to earn a cruise right now, to win a cruise. It wasn't part of the pay plan. It's added on, right? Every one of you have it today already. Every one of you do. And so anyone you recruit has that too. So let's talk about today's story, because it's all about how you can make an impact and be impacted and help others get impacted with commissions. This is a bonus revenue of 3340.80. So I'm not going to give the 0.26 and 0.23. I love the preciseness, Morgan, for this. Thank you. So 3340 is the bonus revenue. Don't know about anything about the client. We're only talking about the overrides in this one. A referral broker was a certified broker, got 40%. And they were actually a GA1. That's the 40%. So they got $1,336 making that impact. Pretty darn cool, wouldn't you say? Absolutely. Their enroller had not done $1,000 in bonus revenue in the last 6 months. So they weren't a qualified certified broker. So they don't get any overrides. You have to do $1,000 in bonus revenue personally in the last 6 months, or you don't get the override spread. They would have got an override spread because they were a GA4. So they would have earned whatever that is, 10% or so, but they didn't get it because they weren't qualified. So it rolled by them. It's not like the company keeps it. We look for who's qualified, who is active in the team. And the next person up, override spread, they earn 10% override because they're a GA5. They earn $334 because they had done 1,000 in the last 6 months. You have to do $1,000 in bonus revenue over the last 6 months. If you do it today, you're covered for 6 months. So you have to have renewals or something coming in every 6 months. Now you're automatically a certified broker, qualified certified broker for your first so many days. Okay. The next override up was the NMO, earned 30%. So it goes referral broker makes 40%. Their enroller and their team up, not qualified for override spread. There's a GA5 up there who is made 334 on that person's funding. The next override was the NMO who made $1,000, 30% override spread, made $1,000, $1,002.24 to be precise. Thank you, Morgan. Override spread. Now, as much as we said their enroller didn't earn an override spread because they didn't have $1,000, they do make the 4% enroller bonus. You automatically get that. They'll get that on the 15th of next month. So they'll make 4% of $3,340, which is about $132. They'll get that on the 15th of next month. So it's not like they don't get paid, but they missed out on getting 10% more. They would have got 15% or 14% instead of 4%. All right. So it's another reminder to recertify if your certification's coming up. We're going to talk about that in the broker updates in a minute. But also, it's another reason to remain qualified as a certified broker with at least $1,000 in revenue, because you don't get your override spreads if you haven't done 1,000 in the last 6 months. So you want to make sure you're staying active, and it can be renewals that get you your 1,000. Make sure you're staying active. Okay, so I'm already a minute over, but this is a real simple story. I've already touched on most of it. This is breaking ground is the mantra here, breaking ground. Where's this come from? I'm literally in the other room right now, filling my coffee, and I'm just talking to God. And I said, God, what should I talk about right now? You know, I'm never at a loss for stuff to talk about. What is a good mantra? What is a good thing that I can go on breaking ground? I've never said it before. I love it. Thank you, God. That's how God works. It's amazing. So while my Keurig is filling, breaking ground comes to my head thanks to my submission to my God. That's how it works. I didn't always believe it. I do now, and it never fails. So I'm obeying what I heard. Breaking ground. What is breaking ground? This is what breaking ground is. And I heard it immediately. As soon as I heard it, that I felt it. I knew it. Here's what it is. And I'm going to keep it brief. Everyone who wants an investment property or own a business buys a plot of land first. Then they got to dig the foundation. Then they got to get plans built and approved, permits, all that. And then they go build it. And then they got to worry about the construction, the landscaping, the carpeting, and the electricity power, and the permits for the power, the permits for the plumbing. They got to do all this development. So in the end, they can make a little bit every month. But they don't make a dime until they also rent the building out. Now you got to rent all the building out, whether it's a retail storefront, whether it's a high rise, it doesn't matter. It's a investment property. You got to do all the spending up front. You got to break ground. You got to do it all. Then you got to fill the building and manage the building, tend to the building, take care of the building, replace the carpet, keep the drywall, the driveway shoveled, keep the sidewalks salted, keep the landscape trimmed, looking good, keep the sprinklers going, keep the lights on, make sure the facade looks good, make sure the signs aren't blowing out. You got to take care of that building. permanently. You never get to stop to earn passive income, even though you actively got to manage it, actively got to keep it running, actively got to fill tenants, actively got to deal with people who aren't paying, actively get in collections, actively get into the situation of legals, actively get into all of it, deal with the bathrooms are clogged and who's going to unclog the bathroom, who's taking the toilet paper out of the bathroom, why is the floor always dirty under the urinal, why isn't the cleaning crew ever taking care of it? Be an investment property owner. Good for you. You get to do that. I'm a real estate tycoon. This is stuff Trump had to deal with, right? And his team does now. But these are, you own high rises or low rises. You deal with this every single time. You're not exempt of it. You have qualifications. You got to take care of the property, but you get a passive income called rent revenue. You can get rich off rent, and your property value goes up over time because property value generally climbs over time. That's a great business. But look what all that was required. Every time you recruit a new broker, you're breaking ground. Here's the difference. You don't have to get permits or plans approved. You don't have to find lenders for them to talk to. You don't have to build websites for them. You don't have to teach them how to use the website. You don't have to teach them what the funding training is. You don't have to create the funding training. You don't have to build a support department to answer other questions. You don't have to worry about how they're going to get paid and not get paid. You don't have to worry about the funding process taking all the documents, and you don't have to teach them how to get all the documents, read all the documents, underwrite all the documents, submit them all to the lenders, get the answers, discuss it with the clients. They don't have to do any of that. But every time you recruit a new broker, it's like a new investment property. Some of them are going to become vacancies who don't generate any money. Some of them are going to become strip malls where you'll generate an extra $10,000 or $15,000 a year in income profit. Some of them are going to become high rises where they'll literally make you more money than you're making in a job. One person team will make you more than you can make in a job in override income. But you got to break ground. You can't have a high rise without breaking ground. You can't have a low rise without breaking ground. And you can't have a strip mall without breaking ground. And you can't have a broker without breaking ground. But you get to have as many as you want. So the question isn't how successful this can be. It's how many times will I break ground? That's my question for you. I look at every broker as a possible vein of gold. When you're looking for diamonds or you're looking for gold, you look for the vein of it. And when you get the vein, it's because it's striated in earth. You usually have a bunch of it connected. It's a vein of gold. Every broker could be a vein of gold, meaning they could lead to 100, a 200 broker team, a 500 broker team, or 1,000 broker team, or more. And once a broker team is growing, they're not dependent on you to keep growing. You can be a leader and encourage, but you can't stop it from growing. At some point, you don't know the people doing the recruiting. So don't be one of the people who says, I got to get more clients before I build a group. I've got to, what? Let me ask you this. If I'm on your 6th level, are you working with me the day I join? Do you talk to me every day? Do you know what? Does it matter that you've got all this experience? You're not even talking to me. Does it matter you've gotten 100 clients? You're not even talking to me. I'm dependent on corporate and my enroller unless you're reaching down and working with me. Now we teach people to reach and teach. And you've got enrollers in your team who've done that. So just like you wouldn't want me, if you've already got 100 clients yourself and you've got 100 people in your agency, you don't want those 100 to not recruit because they've not gotten their clients themselves. What you say is go ahead and get clients. I'll work with them. I'll reach out to them. I know this. Don't worry about it. I know you haven't learned it yet. Believe in the system, believe in the training and work. Introduce them to me. I'll take care of them, right? That's what you would say if you already gotten 100. Well, just because you haven't doesn't mean you don't have someone in your team who has. So someone in your broker agency before you is already experienced and skilled. So until you have, what do? You connect every new person you enroll with the person in your leadership team. That's why they're listed in your back office. Your leaders are listed in your back office. And we encourage you, not them, we encourage you to reach out and introduce your brand new broker to your up team leader when they join. So they have another connection of someone who's already gotten a lot of clients, can already answer all the questions, already knows all the things. You don't have to sit in line with support. They can feel connected and engaged. So who's going to break ground this week? If you haven't already, who's going to break more ground? You're not limited by landscape. You're not, or the landscapers. You're not limited by how much land you own. You're not limited by how much money you have to invest in land. Yet you can be an income producer. I don't have one property. I don't own one property except the house I live in. It's the only property I own. And you go, man, that's it, man. I got investment property. Yeah, but you know what I've got? I've got 70,000 brokers in DAC that I override. And it doesn't matter that 7,000 are active and 4,500 are certified, whatever it is. That's an income producing asset that blows away all the portfolio. I'd rather not have 100 rental properties and have to deal with them. I'd rather have 400 brokers that want to get after it, let alone 4,000 or 14,000 or 30,000. And those 4,000 will turn into 8,000 and turn into 80,000. Certified brokers, not just brokers who sign and leave. So which would you rather have? 5 income properties you got to worry about salting the driveway every day? Or 5 brokers who produce every month? One's going to pay you without liability. One's going to pay you with liability. One grows on its own. Imagine if you had 5 income properties and they automatically turned into 10 on their own without you. Could you imagine you own a rental property, one house, and because you do it and take care of it well, it turns into 2 on its own? It divides into 2 on its own. You didn't have to do anything. It just multiplied. You didn't have to add the rental properties. You added 2 and it turned into 4 on its own. And then those 4 turned into 8 on its own. If you've never earned full-time living in a company producing agency that it grows on its own once you duplicate it, you maybe don't conceive this yet. So if you have a salary job and you're working 40 hours a week and you go, yeah, I work 40, I get a salary. It's so nice. I get vacation, I get salary. Okay, great. Did it turn into 80 this year on its own without you having to work 80? Did it double on its own? No? Oh, okay. That's all right. My business does. Your job doesn't? I get it. Okay. I can't encourage our corporate team enough. Build a team. Build a team. You know, my son Addison worked for us for 3 years. Loves DAC, still loves it to this day. He left. Do you know what he earns from DAC today? Zero. Why? He doesn't work here anymore. He's my oldest son. Earns zero from zero. I love him. Earns zero. Why? Didn't build a team. He was able to, right? I can't make him, and I'm not upset that he didn't. I just wish he would have. So that while he's off doing his software business and doing very well there, his business here would still be growing, because I've never known business except that. I've never done anything where I didn't leave behind a group that grows. I can't conceive what it would be like to work a job and not benefit from that job after you leave it, because that's what I was taught. So I tell our corporate team all the time, please build a team. Don't just be an employee, because if you're not here in the future, or even if you are, you're limited then to your salary. And we're not going to give you a massive salary just because the company's doing massively well, but we'll pay Ellen Wynn $4 million a month if her team's earning it. Well, CEO won't even make $4 million a month. If a broker's, hey, if they got that revenue coming in, they get it. We're not putting a cap on someone's pay, but employees, you can bet your fanny there's caps. You can't, you know, the CEO of GM can't make what a commission person in DAC can make. There's a ceiling. You just can't. You can't pay people too much. They're job people. It's not expected. It's not accepted by the IRS. It's not accepted by a lot of things. But commissions, there's no limit. Make it. Take it. It's yours. So break ground today. I know I'm long. I know I went long. We're going to end with that. Break ground, not just once, but as many times you can today as possible. And then tomorrow, repeat. The next day, repeat. Well, Dave, I got to take care of these people. Yeah, of course you have to take care of them. Of course. So recruit until you reach your limit of who you can take care of. But don't put the limit on before you've recruited the people. If you recruit 10, I promise you only 3 or 4 are going to get certified. So you really have 3 or 4 to work with. Now, if you happen to get 10, good for you. You can support 10 people. You're pointing them to systems. You're taking some calls. You're introducing them on a 3-way call. You might have a heavy part-time week, but that's doable. So break